Welcome to the Loaded Cannon and Happy New Year to everyone watching. Usually I'd get straight into the football. I'd start talking about the brilliant away win we've just seen, which obviously I will talk about, but I wanted to share something with you, given that it's 2025, it's the first day of the year, and I wanted to share a New Year's resolution with you all. Now look, many of you would have been watching me over the years, going from AFTV to now doing my own thing. And the one thing that you'll know about me, if you've followed me, in any sort of degree of closeness, is that I care a lot more about social justice and especially Palestine. That's something that's very close to my heart. I care a lot more about that than anything else. And I think I've been slightly uncomfortable with myself in 2024 because I try and strike a balance between coming on here and talking about what you tune in for me to talk about, which is obviously Arsenal. And in the past, that's why I've sort of worn a badge or something, because I always want that to be shown that I care about that, and then it's something that's really, really important, and I want to bring awareness to it, to the issue of Palestine. But equally, I don't want to sort of bore everyone that might not be tuning in to watch that. But you know what? It's more important. It's more important than football. It's more important than Arsenal. It's the most important thing on the planet right now, in all honesty. So my New Year's resolution for 2025 is that I'm going to start every single video with the name of a victim of the terrorist Israeli regime, and to bring awareness to someone who's going through struggles, or who has lost their life or their limbs, or whose baby has frozen to death. Hear that. Babies who have frozen to death in Palestine as a result of the barbaric Israeli policies that are restricting aid and letting Palestinians die either through their bombs or through natural causes that are the consequence of man-made decisions. On this occasion, it's going to be Hussam Abu Sofia, who is the director of the Kamal Adwan Hospital, who was, you could say, kidnapped, I guess, or abducted by Israeli terror forces for refusing to leave his patients, which is incredible. Can you imagine, in your line of work, someone coming in and saying, stop what you're doing or you're going to get arrested, and you know that they're a barbaric regime as well, God knows what's going to happen to you, and you're still saying, no, my duty of care is so important to me, I'm not going to do that? I can't imagine it either, which is why I wanted to mention his name. Google him, do something about it. Please write to your MP, whatever you might do, sign a petition, Google it, and just follow the next step to do something positive. Make it your New Year's resolution as well, because what I'm trying to say here is my New Year's resolution is to do more for Palestine. And that's why it's not always going to be the first 3 minutes of video. It might just be the first 30 seconds of a video, but I'm going to try and maintain this and keep it up and just drop a name to make sure it's always at the forefront of our minds and right at the front of our hearts. Now listen, many of you might have already tuned off. Many of you might have already clicked the X because you're thinking, what's this guy talking about? I'm here to talk about Arsenal. But as I say, it's my New Year's resolution. I care a lot more about that than I do about views. So if it means that people don't watch, they don't watch. I do not give a crap. If you are still here and you are still watching, smash that like button, drop a Palestine flag in the comments below, Google who I just mentioned, Dr. Hussam Abu Sofia from the Kamal Adwan Hospital, and please do something about it, because this guy is alive and well as it stands. So it's on us to try and keep it that way and let him return back to his duties of head of pediatrics, looking after children and babies in a hospital in Palestine. So please do that. Now, on to Arsenal. I'm sorry, half of the video has gone way more than I anticipated when I wanted to make that point, but hey, it is what it is. Now, on to Arsenal. What a massive, massive win. Anyone in the, it's only Brentford brigade, you haven't been paying attention, you haven't been watching. Brentford are probably the most impressive team, maybe on par with Liverpool, at home so far this season. They have been miraculous at home. And for Arsenal to go there after everyone else has played in this match week, New Year's Day, it's a bank holiday, everyone's watching, a lot of pressure, televised game, all of that sort of stuff. Like you couldn't really write it to sort of be more of a banana skin for Arsenal. But especially going 1-0 down, Rice wasn't able to play. Obviously, he's nursing a knock. No Havertz as well. So a bit of disruption in the lineup as well. Not to say Brentford don't have that, of course they do, but I'm focusing on Arsenal here. And to go 1-0 down and to respond in the manner that we did was incredible. And you know what? Let's just talk about that. The first goal from Brentford, I mean, David Raya, bloody hell, he did not have a good first half. That goal from Brentford, and Buemo hasn't even put it in the corner. Firstly, it's near post to David Raya, and it's not even in the corner. Really, really poor bit of goalkeeping. And you think to yourself, right, fine, David Raya has been so good for us this season that you're not going to get on his back. But then, oh my God, it could have been so much worse when he spilled that shot and just about scrambled to get it back, to get back and slap it off the line. Amazingly, that's how close we came to what would have been a 2-0 deficit. And at that point, you're thinking, God, this will be really, really tough. Instead, 55 seconds later, Gabriel Jesus has gone and equalised for Arsenal. And from there on in, I think Arsenal did so well. But it was very, very close. And David Raya almost had an absolute nightmare today against his former team. But that's the bad, right? He afterwards, I thought, even distribution in the first half wasn't very good. Second half, his distribution was brilliant, and he didn't have too much to do, but whatever he had to do in the second half, he did really, really well. That shows character from David Raya as well. And also going back to your old team, he would have been getting some stick from the fans maybe and stuff. So, he did really, really well to come back and recover from his mistakes. One player I want to talk about there is Gabriel Jesus. For that all-important equaliser, 55 seconds after that slip-up from David Raya, which if we didn't equalise, I think would have given Brentford a lot of momentum, thinking, there's something to get at today. Arsenal looking a bit wobbly. I loved this goal. I loved the equalising goal. It wasn't the best goal of the game. That's clearly Martinelli. But I loved it because we do not score goals like this, and Gabriel Jesus does not score goals like this. It was a shot from outside the box, and I think Flecken almost got almost got past the ball. You want to be reaching that ball so you can push it away with your hands, but it almost like maybe hit him on the wrists or something, and instead of pushing it away from goal, he went too far past it, and it just bounced off of him. But then it's all about Gabriel Jesus. He's followed up the shot, as that shot's been taken, hasn't been on his heels and waiting to see what will happen with the ball. He's followed it up like a striker should. He's got into the right position as a striker should. He's anticipated where it's going to land as a striker should. And he's been brave enough to get his head to it in spite of the fact that you might get ticked in the face as a striker should. He scored a proper striker's goal. I love this version of Gabriel Jesus. I gave up on this guy. I gave up on him because too many times he was in the wrong position, not doing what a striker should do. And this version of him, where he's actually in the right places. Don't get me wrong, he still does a lot else. He could still be more central a lot more of the time. But my God, if he can carry on playing like this, we actually stand a chance. With Arsenal, this game was huge. I honestly, I looked at this game and I thought I won't be surprised if we don't get 3 points. And if we don't get 3 points, look, we've got Brighton away in the next game. That's tough. Liverpool, you couldn't give them an easier game. They've got Man United at home, for God's sake, relegation teams. So they're obviously going to go and win. We're going to have a tricky game against Brighton, even though I still think that actually Brentford was trickier and we should go and beat Brighton. But we had to win this game, and I really was worried that we might not do that. But the fact that we've won it, we have made that statement, I think, to say we are the team that's going to take you all the way, Liverpool, and hopefully we can. Now, clearly, again, set pieces were really, really important. And look, so be it, man. I've watched Arsenal for so many years playing beautifully, but also losing beautifully. And now, yes, it was a really entertaining game, but we didn't play beautiful football. We didn't score beautiful goals. I would rather win ugly than lose beautifully. So be it. Listen, for me, it's a really good start to the year. Seeing Arsenal win like that in such a tricky game where you've gone 1-0 down as well. And now let's see what comes up next in terms of performances in the league. But I'm happy. 2025 has got off to a winning start. I wish you all a happy new year and take care. Catch you soon. Make sure you smash that like button. Up the Arsenal.